Welcome back to Wake Up America. I'm Alex Kramer. You are now taking a live look at New York City, courtesy of EarthCam, where the Wall Street Stock Exchange is set to open in just a couple of hours, which is very fitting because it is now time for the latest business headlines. And for a little help with that, we're going to bring in global business analyst Hilary Fordwich. Good morning, Hilary. So nice to see you.
Yes, you again too, Alex.
All right, well, with the markets finishing down yesterday, this morning futures are up ahead of the opening bell. But Hilary, I want to jump right into gas prices. I mean, that was such a turbulent topic for Americans in 2022, hitting a national average record of $5 a gallon. So as we head into the new year, Hilary, how high will gas prices actually get, do you believe, in 2023?
Well, the experts on this, and that would be the CEO of Gas Buddy, says that the least expensive month is going to be February. So fill your car in February in every tank you've got, because it'll be about $2.99 in February. But he says, and of course, that's because it's the lowest driving month according to AAA. But come the summer next year, it's purported to get right up to about $5. But Alex, that's the national average. If you live somewhere like California, it's going to go even higher than that. And of course, like you mentioned, gas affects absolutely everyone across this nation, except who? The global elites and the politicians who have somebody else fill their cars so they don't feel it.
Absolutely. Well, your alternative to gas, of course, electric vehicle, Tesla stock is down over 70% year to date. So what do investors need to know? And is it a buy, hold, or sell?
Well, I think right now, I mean, if you sell, you're going to lose your shirt on this. I think what you've got to look at is the big play here. Look at what's happening with Elon Musk. Basically, obviously, he's very distracted, and investors, you're absolutely right. Investors are really disgruntled because they want him to keep his eye on the wheel. He's kind of asleep at the wheel in terms of what investors think. So I think right now, if you get out now, you're going to lose everything. The question becomes, what are you willing to lose? I will say with regard to Tesla, if I just might add a global point here, because, you know, I cover US issues and UK. In the UK on Christmas Day, people were waiting up to 3 hours at charging stations. Oh. Similarly, in the US, I think that's what's affecting the stock too. He's asleep at the wheel, and people are having trouble charging their EVs.
3 hours. That is unbelievable, yes, Hilary. Oh, my goodness. Let's switch gears a little bit. Americans adding almost a fourth more holiday debt this year, and that's the highest debt level in 8 years. Hilary, I mean, what advice do you have to Americans on, paying it off?
Well, you're really right about that. It's a ghastly number. And the average American, and this was according to LendingTree, they polled 2,063 adults, and they found that the average is going to take over 5 months to pay down some of that debt. So my advice is just stop buying things that aren't necessities. And I've said this before, but eat less. You can cut your grocery bills in half. Don't buy things in packets. That's what's so expensive. Eat fruits and vegetables, pure proteins, and just stop buying anything else that you don't actually need.
Yeah, absolutely. That is great advice.
And walk. And don't put gas in your car. Try to walk.
There you go. Hey, I'm in New York. That's all I do is walk. All right. Well, how about this? The new movie Avatar, The Way of Water, has swam past the $1 billion mark in just 2 weeks. But I know they actually needed to reach $1 billion just to break even. Hilary, the first Avatar film is still the highest grossing release in history at nearly $3 billion. Do you think the sequel will catch up?
Yes, you're right, Alex, there on every point you just made, including it will catch up. Why? Because in the first 14 days, it surpassed $1 billion, which was only achieved for I think it was about 6 months after the first Avatar. So it's already ahead if you look at timing. Interestingly, who is the producer? Who produced this movie? It was James Cameron in conjunction with Disney. And if you remember, some people might remember back in 1997 when he made Titanic, at that point, he was so much in debt, spent so much money, but he projected at that time it would be the highest grossing movie in history, which it was then. So if you look at his track record, Titanic became a big profit maker. So did Avatar 1. Yes, this movie is going to be, as you say, it's going to be swimming in cash because it's doing so well. The only caution is the projected footfall, which is what they judge what's going to happen with movies in terms of people attending, is down in China, a great market, because of COVID over there. However, they are loosening those. So the projection is, yes, it's going to be the greatest grossing movie in all of history, beating Avatar and beating Titanic.
Wow, I cannot believe these films are beating Titanic, one of the greatest films of all time, in my opinion. Hilary, let's move on. A 1969 Chevrolet Corvette